Okay. And it looks like we are now live. This is, as I looked at it, looks like the fireside chat going on here. Hi, this is Bill Parravano, the Knee Pain Guru, coming to you live out of Asheville, North Carolina. And I have a question today that I want to read to you. It is from Peggy. I'm gonna start doing these live streams. It's actually getting like the technology down to be able to do these on a regular basis, and it's around knee pain when kneeling. It's a blog post that I have, and it's a lot easier for me to articulate, do a video, and articulate what is going on and answer these questions than it is to type it in because there's layers. My approach to addressing knee pain is it's a paradigm shift than what everyone else is used to. So there's multiple things that need to be established first in order to understand what I'm talking about. It's much easier for me to articulate that in a video or on an audio than it is for me to type that up in an email and describe it because it's multiple blog posts. So let's see how this goes. Okay, Peggy asks, I worked out and stretched for about an hour today, like I do every day, and I was fine until about 30 minutes later when I went to sit on the couch that I suddenly felt pain in front of my left kneecap. Could this be that tension pattern you were talking about? What can I do? Well, Peggy, it brings up a really good point. We have different tension patterns when we're standing, when we're sitting, when we're running, when we're talking with someone, when we're lying in bed. The tension patterns are going to be different. It constantly shifts and changes in our body. In some ways, that tension, you could think of it, the tension in our body like a rope. And depending on how we move, and depending on how tight that rope is, the tension will shift in different parts of our body at different times. If the weakest link in the series of tension from the head to the feet, because we need that tension in order to move, in order to sit, in order to stand, in order to walk, if that rope is tight a certain way and we move a certain way, we're going to have pain in a certain way. If the weakest link in the series of tension from the head to the feet is in the knees, then that's where we feel the pain, is in the knees. If it's in the hips and lower back, we may feel it in the hips and lower back. If it's in the neck and shoulders, we may feel it in the neck and shoulders. For all intents and purposes, the people that I work with have pain in their knees. So while you're stretching, you may not have pain, because the tension pattern isn't engaged in the way that causes pain in your knees when you're stretching. Now, when you rest, when you sit on the couch, and all of a sudden you feel the pain in the knees, well, that tension pattern has shifted, and you can experience pain in the knees. So now that we've established that, let's look at what you can do. In order to understand those tension patterns that are going on in the knees, we have to look at the intrinsic movement of the joint. So the joint has gross motor movement, which means it extends and it bends. And that's how the conventional approach to looking at knee pain looks at the knee. How does it extend and how does it bend? However, what isn't talked about and what needs to be looked at is the intrinsic movement of the joint. So the knee joint slightly twists, slightly moves forward and back, slightly moves side to side, slightly moves apart and together, and slightly tilts like this. When you experience pain in the knee, that means there's the tiny little nerves in the knee. They're the width of an eyelash. They're tiny, tiny. Are being squeezed in a certain way due to the intrinsic movement. of what's going on, the tension pattern that the knee is held onto to protect the knee. It's a natural response to pain. When you experience pain, the body tenses up to protect itself. That tension reduces the space in the joint. The reduction of space irritates the nerves, causing more pain. So the more pain you feel, the tighter the joint gets, the more pain you feel. And it's like this pain tension loop that the body gets stuck in, that the more pain you feel, the more pain you feel. And it feeds upon itself and then sets up the conditions for the joint to be achy and stiff and tight, the joint to dehydrate, arthritis to set in, and now you're on a slippery slope to a knee replacement surgery. And you may be in your 20s or 30s, but that pattern left in the body, in the nervous system, in the knees long enough, and the joint begins to wear, the joints hurt more, the pain tension loop keeps getting tighter, and then you're just waiting till you're a perfect candidate for a knee replacement surgery when you're old enough. So what you can do is begin to create what I refer to as pain pattern interrupts on a consistent and a regular basis in the knee joint. In the pain pattern interrupts, get the pressure off of the nerves. Remember, the nerves are tiny, the width of an eyelash. We create a little bit of space around those nerves, which relieves the pressure on the nerve. When you relieve the pressure, the joint relaxes. When the joint relaxes, it creates more space, which is comfortable. The more comfort we create in the knee, the more space is created, the more comfortable the joint gets, and you begin to reverse the process of the pain tension loop. Now, this is what I'm describing to you is just like a photograph of what needs to happen in the body. Of course, there's the movie, which is your life. But I'm just describing you a photograph. And what I'm essentially asking you to do is begin to look at comfort. How can we create comfort in your knee? And every time you feel pain, we create comfort again. And every time you feel pain, we create comfort again. And these are all different intrinsic movements in the joint. The more we focus on that comfort, the more comfort becomes the reality, the less pain you feel, the more mobility you have. It sets up the conditions so your body can heal faster. You switch nervous system states, which accelerates the process. And then we use other elements, which is looking at diet and mindset in terms of setting up those conditions so your body has everything it needs, so your body has what it needs to heal, and then you're not sabotaging yourself by doing things that are going to throw you back into the pain tension loop. So, Peggy, if you're watching this video, you'd like to talk to me more about this, I believe I can help you. I mean, this is, and I maybe didn't preface this initially in the video. However, make sure you go to your doctor. Make sure nothing is broken or torn in the knee. It's important to understand what we're dealing with first before we get into all the things that we're talking about. Because when there is something broken or torn, it's just a different approach. The body can heal itself. It knows how to heal itself. We just need to remove the blocks, preventing it from doing so. So Peggy, if you're watching this, or when you watch this, we're going to make sure you get this video. And you'd like to talk to me more, you can go to my website, thekneepainguru.com. There is appointment links there. You set up a time. We'll meet on a call. If you're in the U.S., we have a phone call. If you're outside of the U.S. or Canada, then we get on Skype, which is a call. It looks like this. We could see video, and we'll get and see what's going on. We'll see, figure out what you want, like what is the outcome, and then back it out from there to see if I can help you. And if I can't help you, I'll point you in the direction of who can, who will. So, thekneepainguru.com, great information there. Yeah, I also have information on my website, or my website's thekneepainguru.com. There is my Facebook page and my YouTube channel, this is being live streamed on. So, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Those filter over to me. I can answer them on the next live stream. So thank you so much. Have a great day.